Good morning and welcome to Delight College of Fashion and Design. We are amazed to have the CEO of Delight College, and he has given us an opportunity as communication students to have an interview with him. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to have this interview with you. My name is Njoroge. First, I would like to know about you. Can you introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me. My name is Njoroge. I'm the principal of Delight Technical College, and it's a great pleasure and privilege to have me this morning.
Yeah, as you can see that Delight College is of School of Fashion and Design, and also it has introduced that communication. Can you give us an overview about Delight College and how it started?
Delight College started to fill a gap that existed in the textile and fashion industry. But we had a lot of people coming out of colleges and universities, but without the proper practical skills to apply in the industry. So we decided to set up an institution whereby we will give a lot of focus and priority on practical learning, and that's how Delight was born. And in the process, we also noticed that there was a huge gap in the creative arts, media, photography, and communication fields, and we also decided to fill that gap and offer hands-on training to our students.
In the recent events that Delight College of Fashion hosted, we saw the creativity. What is fashion to you, and how can you say that it can inspire or change people in the creativity and industry?
For me, fashion is freedom, fashion is creativity, fashion is employment, fashion is a passion, fashion is a hobby, and it's something that can turn around the economy of this country, something that can also create a lot of employment for young people who are keen enough to pursue their interests. And the problem we've had in the previous generations, especially with people who are now in their 40s, 30s, they have this societal pressure that they ought to have studied a particular set of courses, about 5 courses, which is either a teacher, a doctor, a policeman, an engineer, or a pilot, so that you can be seen as a person who has made it. But we are now debunking the myth and supporting people who are passionate about fashion and showing them how they can do it profitably and be a practicing fashion designer, not just a person who loves fashion, but a person who gets their bread and butter from practicing fashion.
That's amazing. From day-to-day activities, you can see that you are so busy as a CEO, managing both the photography team and the communication, and also the fashion and design. And we understand there are other businesses out there that you're doing. Can you just give us an analysis of how your day looks like, just a typical day?
Let me correct you, I'm not very busy. It's only that I try to do as much as I can because I also love what I do. So my typical day starts at 5 a.m. I get up and then ensure that I'm in the office at 6, and it ends up about 8 p.m. in the evening. What I mostly do between 6 and 8 p.m. is ensure that the teams that we have all that it takes to deliver and perform at their different workstations and duties. Because I do understand that at my position, I'm not able to do each and everything. That's why we are an organization. So my number one priority is to make sure that our members of staff are in a position to adequately deliver their tasks. I think the other second activity is creating linkages between the school and the various industry players. So we are always at the forefront, networking and creating partnerships and collaborations with other sectors of the economy, so that we can have a smooth transition of our students, so that as soon as they finish school, they're able to get employment, and also create opportunities for them to network with industry players while still students at Delight.
What are some of the challenges you have encountered, and how have you been able to manage them as a CEO?
We've encountered quite a number of challenges, but we always take them as opportunities for growth. The most recent one has been during the pandemic. We had to lock down, and we still had to find a way of meeting our fixed costs. So we had to be innovative, and I remember that time we started making masks, and we got some really huge orders from Kenya, from Somalia, from Ethiopia, and with the revenue that we got, we were able to stay afloat, and we maintained all our members of staff, we maintained all our offices and all our learning institutions, all the spaces. So yeah, that was it. That was the biggest challenge that we faced. And of course, right now we entering into a period of political uncertainty. The whole of yesterday we remained closed, and so of course we're a bit concerned about the political happenings in the country, because we're just opposite Givenchy Gardens, and it's a political hotbase. So we're just hoping things will be okay, and we'll be able to run our operations smoothly without a lot of interference.
My other question would go to the community.
We do participate in a lot of charitable causes. The most notable one was we had a fashion gala in 2021, whereby we were able to raise over 200,000 Kenya shillings that was given to Sidon Children's Home. It is along Nairobi Thika Highway, and with that amount they were able to put iron sheets on their dwellings, and they were also able to put up toilets. They were using very dilapidated facilities, which were very risky, especially for the young kids. So that was one of the things that we did. Together we partnered with Seco modeling agency, and we put up a very huge fashion show in a hotel along Hurlingham. So the people coming in were being asked to help us either in kind or monetarily. And that's how the amount was raised. We've also partnered with other modeling agencies, with other charitable organizations to visit children's home. And this is how we do it. We normally ask our students to bring in their clothes, old clothes, or clothes that they're no longer using. And we've also had other students bring in food items. We've had others bring in sanitary and feminine hygiene equipment, and feminine hygiene items, which we quickly distribute to the children's homes that are in a working relationship with us. So I would say each and every month we always have a charitable organization partnering with us to ensure that we are benefiting the society around us.
That's amazing to see that the school participates in charitable work and being out there and give back to the community. What are some of the lessons that you have picked in the business that have helped you grow as a person and also be able to grow your business in the education sector?
I think number one is every cloud has a silver lining. So we tend to take every challenge as an opportunity. That's number one. Number two is that we've also learned to be innovative, in that we don't just take things as they are and continue operating traditionally. We always try to think of new ways of approaching the market, and I think that has been one of the key things that has made us remain relevant in the industry.
That's amazing. Lastly, I would like to give you this opportunity to advise someone out there, a young youth, a young person, or someone who has been yearning to join the business industry.
I will give them this advice. For business or entrepreneurship, it's not meant for everyone. So it normally takes a set of skills and a lot of time and dedication before you start materializing what you've always envisioned. So my advice is, first of all, before you consider getting into entrepreneurship or business, you should first of all consider getting employed, and then just within your organization, make sure that you're a top performer. You're doing your best, you're bringing in good revenue to the organization, so that once you're able to master those skills, then now you're able to venture out on your own. Because it will be difficult if you're not a top performer at your organization, then there's nothing much that will change when you start your own organization. So you yourself, you're your own employee. Even if you're working in an organization, make sure that you're delivering and doing the best that you can. And then once you are fulfilling the requirements of that organization, then now you can consider starting out on your own. And definitely that is after you've made sure that you are set for entrepreneurship, you're ready to tolerate the shocks and the disruptions that come with it. You're ready to work a lot of hours, at times 14, 16 hours per day. Yes, that's the only point. That's the only we should know that you're ready to start out into entrepreneurship. But we'll also consider several aspects. It's also good for people to get into meaningful employment. I think there's been a lot of talk about entrepreneurship and we make it look easy and have it as the only way out of life. So it's not meant for everyone. It's a really tough field. We've had a lot of people get into it and then they burn their fingers and then get back to employment. What people need to consider is working in an organization that remunerates you well and gives you a good working environment. That will cut you a lot of stress that is directly related to entrepreneurship.
That's amazing. Realizing that one has to work hard and be a top performer so that you can be able to work there and start your own business.
Yeah, because basically as a top performer, then that means you can even renegotiate on your remuneration. And you see the advantage of being a top performer within an organization is you are shielded away from all the regulatory conditions for running a business, but you're not limited to performing your tasks. If you get supportive managers or leaders, then you can do so much within that organization. And it won't cost you as much as starting out on your own. However, you can also do some side hustles, especially when you're very talented and good at what you do. With some basic level marketing, you can now start getting some businesses. Still at your workstation, you can or still as a student, you can now start getting some small businesses here and there. And when you add these up at the end of the month, it will add up to something very substantial. So there's also that gap of the gig economy where they can just be doing some small businesses on the side. Then as you learn, you also earn. And then at the end of it, then you can decide, do you want to now get into full-time employment or you want to get into part-time employment, and then you can be doing your side gigs on the side.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having this interview with us. We are really privileged. I wish you a blessed week and a nice day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.